Greetings, my friend.
Oh, hi there. My name is Prostetnik Vogon Jeffs, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about the 2024 comedy. Comedy? Is that what this is? Oh, okay, fine. The 2024 comedy movie, The American Society of Magical... Oh, Jesus. Okay, I think I might need some help with this one. This is a minefield.
God, if you listen, help!
I am not comfortable with this title.
You know, the name needs a little updating, maybe like magical black people, or I guess that doesn't have the same ring.
What are you trying to say?
You know what? I'm not comfortable making this video. My white tears meter is off the charts. All right, let's try this. In this video, I'm going to be talking about
The American Society of Magical Negroes,
which is a movie about a secret magical society of black people who work to help white people feel comfortable so they don't go crazy and take it out on black people.
It's really interesting.
I was gonna say cringe, but okay. It stars Justice Smith, Anlee Bogan. Is that how you say her name? Anlee? David Allen Greer, and Drew Tarver. Oh right, and it's incredibly racist. Let's get into it.
I f***ing hate this f***ing movie.
It's truly impressive how fast they buried this movie. What an absolute disaster. It's not surprising in the least, though. It commits the biggest sin any movie can commit. It's boring. Oh my god, it's so boring. This movie takes a legitimately interesting concept and beats it into submission with lame dialogue, awful pacing, and inept storytelling. Oh, and did I mention how boring it is? Spoilers, this movie is terrible and I'm gonna spoil the whole thing. Alright. Justice Smith is Aaron, a young artist who likes making sculptures out of yarn. Yarn.
Is that yarn?
Yes. Yeah.
He has a display at a local gallery, but no one is interested in buying his art, which upsets the gallery owner. The gallery owner demands Aaron schmooze with a patron who mistakes him for a waiter. So the gallery owner rescinds Aaron's upcoming solo show because she's a total mega bitch, and Aaron gives up, tossing his yarn art in the dumpster. David Allen Greer's Roger, who happens to be bartending at the event, witnesses the exchange. He follows Aaron to a nearby ATM where a drunk woman is trying to withdraw money.
Can you help me?
She's an idiot.
Where's my card?
It's in the machine.
Oh my god.
And gets her two drunk boyfriends riled up and looking for a fight with Aaron. They think he's stolen her purse and is trying to rob her.
He just stole her purse, man!
Roger pops in at the last moment and manages to defuse the situation. Seeing something in Aaron, Roger offers the young artist a job. He takes him to a secret location hidden behind a barbershop and introduces him to
the American Society of Magical Negroes.
It's a group of magical black people who protect black Americans by placating white people. Why? Well, because apparently white people are super dangerous.
What's the most dangerous animal on the planet?
Sharks.
White people.
To help prove the society's worth and convince Aaron to join, Roger gets him to help a police officer get into a nightclub.
Focus on his pale ass feelings.
Because an unhappy white police officer is a trigger-happy police officer.
As far as we know, he may be the next one to shoot an unarmed black man.
So, despite the insane proposition, Aaron actually agrees to join the society. Probably for the same reason many young men join cults. He lacks a strong, caring father figure and a purpose in life. But that's beside the point. Anyway, on his first day, Aaron accidentally bumps into a young woman named Lizzie at a local coffee shop.
I wasn't looking.
It's fine. You're fine.
Sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Despite some initial awkwardness, they flirt until Aaron is reminded of his new duties.
I have to go. I'm so sorry.
Aaron's first job with the society is to appease a man named Jason, a graphic designer at the social media company Meatbox. Jason is suffering with a lack of confidence, and Aaron needs to grab him by the crotch and boost his ego or something. Also, it turns out Lizzie works at Meatbox. What? What are the odds? Right, well, Aaron and Lizzie continue to develop their relationship. They hang out and flirt and all that nonsense. And Jason gets the opportunity to make some kind of presentation on diversity to Mick, the eccentric CEO of Meatbox.
Mick's biased. Mick's a racist. Mick hates the entire nation of Ghana.
Some of the facial recognition technology that Meatbox uses isn't great.
Its facial recognition technology fails to identify black people.
The company has been called out for not having a diverse enough engineering team. And Jason was part of that team in some capacity.
So what? So everybody who was on that team is a bad person?
Wait, was that your last project?
Even though he's a graphic designer. I guess he was the graphic designer component of that team. I don't know what's going on here. Jason reveals he not only wants to be successful at his job, whatever that is, but he also wants a relationship with Lizzie.
You're trying to set us up.
No, that's not what I was doing.
It's okay. I'm into Lizzie.
So Aaron is ordered to forget about his blossoming relationship with Lizzie.
Is that going to be a problem?
And focus on getting Jason what he wants.
Because if you don't put Jason first, everyone's magic will fail.
But he can't do it. He blows up at Jason during a big presentation, refusing to be a symbol of the company's diversity initiative.
So you want to know about my diverse experience?
He rushes to Lizzie and teleports her to the Empire State Building, where he plans to profess his love for her, only to be magically whisked back to the Society headquarters. His defiance of the Society's rules causes an uproar within the organization, and he is promptly reprimanded and banished.
You are hereby banished from the American Society of Magical Negroes.
Roger tries to erase Aaron's memory, but is unable to do so because Aaron's actions have caused others within the Society to start speaking up for themselves. Roger decides to just let Aaron go so he can pursue the woman he loves, something that Roger was prohibited from doing by the Society. Aaron runs and meets up with Lizzie, who is not at all mad about being stranded in New York. She's understanding and supportive because she loves Aaron. Joking. It's because she's part of SOSWAG, the Society of Supportive Wives and Girlfriends. Womp womp. David Alan Grier is a great actor, despite the script. And I want to be clear about this. He's working with garbage.
Why are you so nice?
Because I'm friendly.
Because white people will kill you.
Okay.
He's reciting hateful trash dialogue, but he's still entertaining and fun to watch. He's comfortable on camera and has an effortless range that most likely comes from his experience as a comedian. There's a scene halfway through the movie where he monologues about his childhood and seeing his father deal with a bigoted assault.
He wiped the spit off of his head, and he looked up at him and he smiled.
It's a legitimately touching moment that feels completely out of place in the movie, in a good way. If the filmmakers responsible for this travesty had actually focused on his character and why he's involved with the Society, the unintentional antagonist of the film, we might have had a compelling story. Which brings us to the concept. The concept is actually good. Acknowledging and addressing movie stereotypes and tropes isn't a terrible idea. When done well, we get thought-provoking films like Get Out, or Django Unchained, or Do the Right Thing. Or, and this one might be a little on the nose, but the Key and Peele sketch that focuses on the exact same concept.
There can be only one magical Negro.
How about that? Unfortunately, this is the opposite. This is a movie that bungles the concept and only demonstrates the inherent bigotry of its creators.
Your interests and hobbies have to be authentically Black as understood by the culture. We're showing the client the parts of ourselves that make them feel good.
But on the bright side, it's not the most racist movie of all time. The Birth of a Nation still has that category locked down, with honorary mentions going to Triumph of the Will and The Littlest Rebel. No, the American Society for Magical Negro is not the most racist movie. But holy shit, is it racist.
When are white people most dangerous?
And they're teamed up with sharks.
When they feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
And I don't want to harp on this for too long, but I will.
Because the happier they are, the safer we are.
Because damn, wow.
Wow. Wow.
There are lots of one-off examples of dialogue throughout the movie that are just pure racist cringe.
Black, but palatable.
Regret is for white people.
I had feelings for her first, and he kind of colonized my crush.
As long as there are fretful whites, we will be here.
I'm not clutching my pearls about that stuff. I've heard worse in better movies.
I don't care if you're racist. Dude, everyone's racist.
No, what really bothers me is the notion that every interaction in the movie is played out as a racial confrontation. The art dealer and patron? Racist. The drunks on the street? Racist. The relationship between Aaron and Jason? I mean, up until that last scene.
This whole rebrand is about diversity.
You only needed me on stage because I'm diverse.
No.
The way every character interacts with the world? Everything is seen through a forced racial lens. Maybe the art dealer is just a greedy businesswoman. Maybe the patron is just a dick. Maybe the drunks would be suspicious and angry with anyone holding their friend's purse as she cries out for help.
May I offer you another perspective?
Sure.
Maybe sometimes things aren't about race. Maybe fixating on racism as the root of all problems is inherently racist in and of itself.
I don't think that's how it works.
And the idea that all white people are the same and should be treated as such, just as the idea that all black people are the same and feel as such, is so racist it hurts my brain.
You know that, right?
Oh, and where the f*** is every other race? I'm definitely not an activist for forced diversity.
But
it does seem odd that the entire cast of the movie is either white or black.
I don't really understand.
We're telling an American story here, and there are no Hispanics or American Indians or Pacific Islanders or Asians. And no, Ann Lee, however you say her name, she doesn't offset the lack of actual diversity within the movie.
I don't believe you.
She's a budget Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and we all know it.
Okay, I believe you.
This is a film that, for all intents and purposes, seems to assume that America consists only of black and white people and no one else. It's just weird.
Yes, totally.
I mean, this could have been a great movie about corporate DEI nonsense. The filmmakers satirize it peripherally and even address it somewhat during the climax of the movie. Meatbox clearly only cares about the appearance of diversity. Jason says the quiet part out loud right before his presentation, pointing out that the only reason Aaron is there is because of his ethnicity. It's the equivalent of watching someone trying to solve a math problem and almost getting the answer.
Am I making sense?
You haven't been making sense for quite some time.
They were so close to the epiphany that corporations don't actually care about you. They don't care about anything but making money. If pretending to care about racial issues or gender parity or any other social issues makes them money, that's what they're going to focus on.
Thank you.
But it's a facade, it's a ruse. Imagine if this movie was a sincere parody of corporate pandering. Wouldn't that be much more compelling?
Gathering in large groups leads to too much fun and unions.
You could still tackle all of the issues this movie is trying to address, but with more focus and clarity. Instead, the film flippantly zooms past these moments as if they weren't the real issue at hand. Hell, this could have been a great movie about standing up for yourself and being authentic. Instead of pushing everything through a racial filter, we could have had a heartfelt romantic comedy about two people who always sacrifice their own feelings for the comfort of others, and how they grow as individuals to appreciate their authentic selves. Aaron isn't meek and polite because of white people. He lacks confidence because he lacks confidence. But the story demands that it be about race, so it's about race. We're asked to believe that Aaron is overly apologetic because of white people, but he acts this way toward everyone, regardless of the color of their skin.
I apologize all the time.
You really should hear this.
Oh,
sorry.
She made a potion.
See?
Guy is just a pushover, which makes his cathartic speech during the climax feel forced and unearned.
That I live in a country that makes me feel like it wants me dead.
There are two decent stories teasing us here, but we are given neither. We get a story that lacks confidence and a commitment to its concepts, and crams two ideas into one giant turd of a movie. The filmmakers lack a fundamental understanding of the world they're trying to build. We are introduced to characters that exist within the art and design world, and as someone whose entire career has been within this world, let me just say this. Whoever made this movie doesn't know shit about art and or design. First of all, how do you drop a title card for your movie and not center that shit? What the f*** is wrong with you? And second, what exactly do Jason and Lizzie do? They're graphic designers in one scene, but then they're vying for a public speaking presentation position thing? And the whole designing stuff on a laptop without a mouse? Are you mental? No, this is all bull. Whoever wrote this doesn't know what they're talking about. The only part of this mess that makes any sense is Aaron's rationale for using yarn.
And I want to know what that would feel like to have that expectation of the world.
It's a comfort thing. He wants to be comfortable in society, and yarn creates things that appear comfortable. That made sense. That was logical and grounded. Everything else is just pure horseshit. At the end of the day, none of this really matters, though, because the movie is fundamentally boring beyond belief.
Okay.
Almost nothing happens, and it happens at a snail's pace. The magic of the titular society is undefined and underutilized. There are no cool magic scenes. The magic itself is glossed over and unimportant to the political narrative of the movie. It basically consists of being able to hover, teleport, record smoky video messages, and do anything else the story demands.
We saving the damn world.
The society's magicians are more or less omnipotent, yet they choose to use this magic in the most banal way possible.
Normally, I would be floating above you, godlike.
It doesn't make any sense. I mentioned earlier that the society seems to be the unintentional antagonist of the movie. If you look at the movie through that filter, it makes the movie a little bit better. Follow me for a second. Aaron is a man lacking the ability to stand up for himself. He's pulled into a cult that sees everything through a racial lens. They convince him to blame others for his discomfort. He rejects
The American Society of Magical Negroes
and stands up for himself.
I don't think that keeping white people happy is as big a deal as you're saying it is.
He goes after what he wants, the girl and his yarn art. The society is destroyed in the process. Now that would have been an okay movie. Is that what they were trying to say with this movie?
It doesn't matter!
I don't think so. But it was so poorly made, I honestly can't tell. Maybe the people who made this are actually brilliant, and the whole point of this was to criticize our culture's unhealthy fixation on race. Or maybe it was just super racist. I don't know. And seriously, what's with all the crotch grabbing? The only thing worse than a bad movie is a bad movie that bores you to tears.
You will receive the most severe sentence.
I honestly don't give a flying toss about the race stuff in this movie. It's hateful and misdirected, but, whatever. It's the boredom, the pacing. It's the amateurish nature of the filmmaking.
You amateur.
Amateur.
It's the two lead actors / love interests that are the epitome of bland dullness.
Completely joyless.
It's the amount of caffeine I had to consume in order to stay awake while watching it. Twice. That's what I can't stand. That's what makes this movie not worth watching. God damn.
The American Society of Magical Negroes
is a truly terrible movie.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.